Speaking of unlikely wins, a few years back at the World Fantasy Awards, a comic book took top honors for Best Short Story. Neil Gaiman and Charles Vess's extrapolation of Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream beat out stories by Terry Bisson, Thomas Ligotti, and Elizabeth Massey. Author Harlan Ellison reports, so infuriated were the faithful at such a choice being made that the great gray eminences who run the fantasy con from behind their night shadow veil of secrecy have rewritten the rules so that, heaven forfend, no comic book will ever again be nominated. Just what speculative fiction needs, more rules. What effect have your various comic awards, the Harveys and the Eisners, plus the World Fantasy Award, had on you and on the Sandman?
As far as I can tell, they have no effect whatsoever on the sales of Sandman. They have no effect whatsoever on the recognition of Sandman, but they get me really, really, really terrified when it's time to start typing again, and I look up and I see these things and they say, you're the best writer in comics. I don't need this, guys. I don't need this. Go away. All it does is make you feel there are all these people looking over your shoulder going, well, he was very good last year. I wonder how he's going to be this year.
How big a deal was it for you and Alan to win a special Hugo Award for Watchmen?
Well, from a personal point of view, I mean, to get a Hugo Award, it's kind of like stepping up from the lowest ghetto into the slightly better ghetto. I mean, in as much as I still perceive science fiction as being thought of as a bit of an aberration, you know, and comics are an aberration even worse than that. But I think for it to be treated as it were a proper book, a proper novel, albeit a proper science fiction novel, I think is a significant advance. Personally speaking, also having been a science fiction fan, knowing some of the things that have won Hugo Awards, I mean, it means a great deal to me.
The winningest author at the Hugos is Harlan Ellison. He won 3 in 1967 alone. He's also got a trophy case full of Nebulas, Edgars, Writers Guild of America awards. In fact, Harlan even garnered a Grammy nomination for his reading of his short story, Jefty is 5. Harlan's won just about every coveted prize, except Miss Congeniality. Harlan, you've won an absolute ton of awards.
Boy, does that piss people off. That a jerk like that, such as I, should win so many awards. Clearly, it's not for popularity. That's got to be the quality of the work. It makes them crazy.
Well, my favorite of your award winners is Jefty is 5. Does that story still work for you? Has it stood the test of time?
Has it stood the test of time? Yeah. As I read it, I go back and I reread my stuff every once in a while, and most of the time, I'm reading something by someone I have, I said, gee, you know, what a stupid story, or gee, what a great story. It's as if someone else did it. I mean, automatic writing, one of those things. I go back and read Jefty, and I cry. I cry for that poor child, and I cry for myself, because it's my past, and it's everyone's past. And what that story says is, yeah, it's really good to listen to Lyle Lovett, and it's really good to listen to Michael Jackson if you like Michael Jackson, or to listen to the B-52s if you like the B-52s. But, folks, Johann Sebastian Bach wrote music. Berlioz wrote music. Glenn Miller wrote music. And you must not destroy the past just to let the present, with its economic importunings, savage those wonderful things. You don't tear down a beautiful Art Deco building to build a bloody parking lot for cars. You don't do it. You don't destroy the atmosphere to give a few people jobs. That isn't sane. And that's what that story is about.
Jefty is 5 was your 5th Hugo Award-winning story. For someone who's won so many Hugos, you've been awfully critical of them.
Well, the Hugos are... How do I... You see, the wonderful part about this is all the things that we would say in private, guys like me are not allowed to say on a camera. I basically don't give a shit, and I'll say them. I think awards are bullshit. I think awards are detrimental to the writers. I think, for the most part, they are select, with the exception of the Writers Guild Awards, which are picked solely and totally on the basis of the material. They don't even know who wrote them. They're blind scripts. You don't know who wrote them. So when you win one, you have won something because of the basis of the work. You win a Hugo, you win a Nebula, You win a Horror Writers Award, you win an Edgar. I've won all of them in multiple, for God's sakes. What you're getting are popularity awards. If you were a good boy that year, if you were published in the right place, if the right people read it, if stories that were 5 times better than yours were published in places where no one saw, then you get an award. They are meaningless. They had value years ago as being, you know, you can put them on the cover of a paperback, you know, Hugo Award winner.
Right.
Well, every book you pick up now is a Hugo Award winner, or Hugo Award nominee, or someone thought this should have won a Hugo. They don't mean squat. The minute you start thinking that because you won an award, you're a terrific writer, you're dead. The loss of innocence is the worst thing that happens to a writer. It happened to Scott Fitzgerald. It happens to many writers. They suddenly begin looking over their shoulder saying, ooh, I'm hot. I'm an important writer. I must now write something great. When you set out to write something great, you write not the great American novel. What you write is turkey droppings. So awards are nice. I win them now, when I win them, only to thumb my nose at those who say I'm too old to win them, or that I'm too mean to win them, or I don't deserve to win them. There's this wonderful scene in a movie called Unforgiven. Brilliant film, one of the best films I've ever seen, and may well be one of the best films of the year, maybe an Academy Award winner. Who knows what else is going to come out this year. But there is a scene in which Clint Eastwood, who is, for various reasons, is standing over Gene Hackman with a double-barreled shotgun in his hand. And Hackman looks up at him from the floor, and he's a lawman, named Little Bill. And he says, I don't deserve to die like this. I'm building a house. And Eastwood looks down at him and says, deserve don't mean shit, and blows his face off. It's one of the really great solipsistic lines of all time. I mean, it is pure Sartre. Deserve don't mean shit. You look at Dostoevsky, you know, I mean, apart from being an epileptic, he borrowed money from his friends, never paid them back, deserted his wife and children, who was a gambler, who was an unregenerate slob. Great writer. Deserve don't mean shit. It doesn't, whether you deserve to win an award or not, has nothing to do with the quality of the work. And work that I have done has never won awards, and work that I think is, it's okay, like A Boy and His Dog. I like A Boy and His Dog. It's a nice story. I never would have given it an award. The fact that it's so damn famous, I think, is silly. There are stories that are much better than that. A story I wrote called Grail, I think, is better. The Man Who Rode Christopher Columbus Ashore. I've been working on that since 1978. This is 1992. It took me that long to be smart enough to know how to write that damn story. I think it's one of the best stories I ever wrote in my life. Who knows whether it'll win an award? We shall see.
Maybe I need to be more like Harlan. Awards are a heap of horse pucks. People who win awards are toadying greasy weasels. The fix is in. It's all a... What? Facts. Congratulations, Commander. What's this, Ed McMahon again? You have won the 1992 Aurora Award for Best Work in English Other. What? I'm the best other? Who picked up the award? Yvonne Penny. Thanks, Yvonne. Oh, here comes. Look, Nancy. Look, I won an award. Yeah, oh, I'm sorry. So we won. This is so, it's so.
I think awards are bullshit. I think awards are bullshit. I think awards are bullshit.
I don't care. I won it. Sorry, we won it. We, me and Nance and my friends in control who helped keep me going. Thanks. Thanks to everyone who voted for us and watches us and supports us. You like me. You really like me. It's a 44 Magnum. Until next week, I'm Enrico Groove. Next week on Second Nature, atomic scientists discuss safety measures for the proposed nuclear super collider, including super airbags, plus crossbreeding sheep and snakes to produce yarn. One more thing I almost forgot. To all you computer hackers, I'm now on the Genie bulletin board system. That's right, you'll find me, Commander Rick, and all my friends in control on Science Fiction Roundtables 1 and 2, and also on the Comics Roundtable. My address is P.O.Gravity. So why don't you log on and sound off? Let me know what you like about what I'm doing and what you love about what I'm doing. I look forward to typing to you real soon.
Tune into Prisoners of Gravity, Mondays and Fridays on the Knowledge Network.